months, we love to grow things inside. You know, we've usually got an amaryllis bulb growing or paper whites or something. But one thing that my family likes to do is we like to grow sprouts and, of course, eat the sprouts because they're really good for you. And so we're constantly doing some different sprouts and experimenting and trying some different things. And I'm going to show you today how to do your own sprouts. It's really easy to do. Of course, the sprouts are very, very nutritious. They're very healthy for you, and it's just something that you can do inside during the winter time. You can do it pretty much year round if you like, and have a great source of some good nutrition, and it's inexpensive and really easy to do. So probably familiar with alfalfa sprouts. That's something that you see very commonly, and alfalfa is really, really easy to grow, and we'll start some today. But there's a lot of other different seeds that you can sprout as well too. So not only do we do alfalfa, but wheat works really well. So we'll get the red wheat, and that sprouts really easily, and it's really sweet. It's really good. It's one of our favorites. But you can do radishes. Broccoli is probably one of the most nutritious and most healthy sprouts that you can grow, and so we will sprout broccoli. We've got sprouting broccoli seed here. You can do buckwheat. You can do clover. There's a lot of different vegetables that you can do as well too. So we're talking onions, garlic chives, dill, arugula, mustards. There's tons of different varieties, and we'll try and have a little bit more information here at Anderson Seed and Garden if you want to stop in to help you figure out which sprouts you want to try. It's kind of fun to try some different things. We tried some cress the other day, and it tastes just like watercress, and really, again, very good for you, but easy to do, and just kind of fun to try. It gives a little bit of a spicy flavor to your sandwich instead of having just alfalfa sprouts that kind of taste like nutty grass would be the best way to describe it, but the cress actually tastes like watercress, so really, really good. But you know, tons of different options, very easy to do. Come here down to Anderson Seed and Garden. We'll help you through the process, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So we use a sprouter like this, and you can do a bunch of different sprouts at the same time. So each one of these trays has little holes all the way around, and also has ridges, and it's kind of sloped, so the water kind of drains off to the sides, and then through little holes on the sides the water will drain out. And so you put your seeds into these little trays, and we've got in this sprouter, of course, 4 different trays that you can use. We're just going to do 2, but I've got some radish seeds right here. Try and put in probably close to about 1.5 tablespoons to 2 tablespoons of seeds to really fill up the sprouter once they start to grow. That probably will do it right there. You can see that. So there's about 2 tablespoons of radish seeds down in there, and I usually just kind of spread them out, but when we add water to it, they'll just kind of circulate all on their own. And we'll do some alfalfa sprouts as well too. So you can do different sprouts in each layer. You can do the same thing in each layer if you want. You can just do a couple layers. You can do whatever you want. So this is a little bit more of a versatile system, so that as you grow your sprouts, you can have different things growing at different times. You can kind of do them at intervals, so you have different crops coming on at different times, so you're not just having them all at once and then have to start all over again. You can kind of keep them growing at different times. But again, super easy to do. We're going to do about 2 tablespoons of the alfalfa as well too. That looks about right there. So that's the alfalfa seeds. You can see the radishes are much bigger, and some of the seed that we sprout, like the wheat or the buckwheat, much larger seeds. Some of the clover and the alfalfa and the garlic chives, much smaller. So there's a lot of different sizes of seeds that you can use to sprout. But what we'll do at this point is, if we were to do a couple more varieties, we'd put them in these trays, and then of course the bottom tray doesn't have holes in it, so it's actually going to collect the water as it runs down through the sprouter. All that water is going to collect down in here. So we can stack our sprouter, and we'll pretend that there's seeds down there in the bottom, and just going to take some nice fresh water. I use a kind of lukewarm water. I don't use like really cold water, because we don't want the sprouts to be freezing cold, because then it'll take a little bit longer for them to germinate and to sprout. But I don't use hot water either. I use just kind of a warm water, and you're going to rinse them twice a day. So when I first when I first do it, I like to do it in the sink for sure, because I'll rinse the seeds probably 2 or 3 times before I really put them into the stack of the sprouter to get them going. But you really want to rinse those seeds really well. So I'll do kind of a pressure wash, rinse those seeds really well in each tray, let the water all drain out, do it 2 or 3 times, and then I'll set the sprouter up. But then every day, morning and evening, I'll run water through it and clean those sprouts and then discard the extra water. So we're going to fill this up and watch the water flow. So usually I'll put about 2, maybe 2.5 cups of water in the top there. And the first time around, the seeds kind of like to clump together a little bit until they really get moist. So I kind of stir them up a little bit and get that going. But I'll show you kind of how it works, because as the water comes through this one, you can see it dripping. Can you see the water dripping? It'll drip down into the radish seed, and then once the radish seed builds up enough pressure, it'll go down into the next tray and into the next tray. So the sprouter works quite easily. Once you get that first rinse in there, you want to fill the top up, and the water will just drain from level to level until you get down to the bottom, and it'll rinse your seeds twice a day is what you want to do. Rinse your seeds very easily. Just kind of put water in the top. It'll just kind of do it on its own. Once your sprouts really start going, like alfalfa, take about 5 days, sometimes 6 or 7, but usually about 5 days, and they're ready to go. At that point, I will rinse them really well. And you want to clean them off so that you don't have any problems with any bacteria that grow in there, like salmonella or E. coli. Just make sure and rinse your sprouts really well. Put them in a plastic baggie and then put them in the refrigerator, and then they'll last for a couple weeks that way. But if you let them sit out on the counter, then there's a chance that some of those bacteria can start to grow, and we really don't want that to happen. So when the sprouts are ready to be consumed, pull them out of the sprouter, rinse them off really well. It'll take some of the seed holes and pull those out as well too, so you're just eating sprouts instead of the seed holes as well too. And get them in a baggie and get them in the refrigerator. And I had a sample here to show you what the sprouts would look like, but my kids ate them all. So you'll just have to wait till next time, or else stop in here at Anderson's. We'll show you how to do it. And it's really a lot of fun, and you should try and do some sprouting on your own at home.